Today, I'm just trying to stop being, because when it comes down to it, I'm just being lazy. 2023, when I started doing work on my car, when I had my Civic Sport, I did all the work myself. I didn't take it to a shop for anything except for cutting the mufflers off. I didn't go into it thinking like, oh, this is scary. I just went into it, figured it out, spent hours, and that was my only car. That was my daily. I didn't have, like, I had to get myself to work at some point. I couldn't just have the car be down for a week. I'm just being lazy. Like, I'm just not trying to figure it out. I mean, part of it is me caring a lot more about this car. I want things to be done right. I want things to be correct. I want things to be done with just like expertise so that it's not becoming like a detriment. It's not becoming one of those things where I'm nervous about how the next drive is gonna go. I've had plenty of experiences with my old car where things would fall apart while I was driving. I don't want that to happen to this car. So it's not all laziness. There is an element of empathy and protecting my peace. So I can do the inlet pipe. Done it before. That's what I'll do. And while I'm in there, I'll replace the cone filter. I can clean the old one and just have that as a backup. Honestly, it's been a while since I sort of got into the engine bay. Kind of feels nice. There is always the fear of dropping bolts into the engine bay because I'm not very coordinated. All things considered, it is much easier than the interior stuff, which I have been doing for quite some time. The interior stuff, there's just a lot more moving parts, and it's really annoying. You don't really have to worry too much about losing something integral, but just keeping track of everything is virtually impossible. Alright, it's out. Definitely difficult and definitely my own fault, but getting this out around the hoses and the catch can is not terribly easy. Okay. Alright, taking out the ECU. Yuck. Alright, I'm just gonna pop this right in, just so I don't have to worry about the MAF housing. Jesus. Dude, fuck. Kind of forgot the part where I show the new stuff. The table of stuff. Old air filter, towel, bunch of hoses. You'll see it. I mean, I'm sure you've seen this before. Okay, so the elbow is tightened down. That means this part is next. everything seems to fit exactly where the OEM is. So, I mean, I guess that's what I should have expected, but there are certain cases where pulling certain things that are just there as support, just as, you know, added assurance from the factory, that don't always get utilized with every different thing. All right, I should make it clear that this is not an install video for the sake of tutorial. This is a install video for the sake of my own well-being. But this is a pretty straightforward install, and it's pretty well documented already on the internet. There it goes. Easy to put in. In case you're wondering, all these clamps use 7mm sockets, so. All right, I ran out of space on the SD, therefore did not get the rest of that video, but install's done. Looks good. Pretty stoked that the filter is in. That'll hopefully help the car run a little bit better. Not that it was running poorly, it was pretty gross. It's a carbon inlet pipe. It matches with the carbon surrounds here, but I wouldn't mind having a carbon airbox to match everything. Overall, it doesn't seem as out of place as I would expect. One thing with PRL, I'm a fan of their products. People bash PRL because they sold out to like a corporate entity or something like that. I don't even know the lore behind it, but people just aren't really rocking with PRL the same way they used to. I like it. I've never had a problem with their products. They're high quality, they fit well, and just overall it does what it needs to do. It's not meant to be the best of the best. It's not meant to be the highest of the high quality stuff. You pay for what you get. There are obviously some things that, you know, you could argue that on, but overall I think the PRL just makes good solid products. You can go for the upper echelon of car parts if you would like. I don't always think that that's necessary. I would most likely end up moving up to something else if I do start trying to make this a little bit more of a show car, but right now I'm more worried about function than anything. The one thing that I do not really love about PRL is that they just plaster their logo everywhere. It's just not necessary. You don't need it everywhere. Like, this is just a little much. I don't need to scream it from the mountaintops that I have a PRL inlet and air intake. I mean, that's the only issue I really have. Otherwise, I like their stuff. Pop it in plus R mode and see if I can get some good sound clips. This is not the ideal recording measure. Probably got to load the turbo just a little bit more, because I didn't really get much out of that one.